What is going on, everybody? Philip here from the Figure Bros, bringing you guys another review. Today we are taking a look at Mezco's 112, the Invincible Iron Man. This is the Silver Centurion, and this is yet another Marvel classic figure from Mezco. So we've gotten a couple of these classic figures, kind of going backwards with Mezco. We got obviously we got Spider-Man, the classic edition. We've gotten Golden Age, Robin, Batman's for the DC universe. We also got a Green Goblin. Soon we'll get Dr. Octopus. So we're kind of going back to like the classics, which is a really good thing, but sometimes can be overdone. So hopefully this is yet another solid figure from Mezco. We're going to unbox them here in just a minute, but before we do all that, if you guys can do me the really big favor, please hit that like button. If you're new, consider hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to also hit that notification bell so you guys never miss when Jared or I drop a video. So with all that being said, let's go and get this guy out of the box, take a look at articulation, accessories, look and design, price, all that, and let's give him a final score. So let's see how Mezco did with this guy. All right, now that we got him out of the box, let's go ahead and take a look at articulation. So first off, too, this is a much heavier figure, too, which I'll talk a little bit more in detail in the look and design segment. I think this is definitely another die cast, very similar to Doctor Doom, but pretty much from head to toe. So with that being said, let's go and take a look at articulation, because we already know it's going to be some hindrance. You can just see right now, all this is hard plastic. This is not soft at all. So there's going to be some hindrance on articulation that I will go through. So starting off with the head, it can move down about that much. You can move up about that much. That's all you're going to get. As you guys can see, the ball peg is not in the neck. It's all the way down here in the actual like torso. So that's going to be, you know, hindrance. But again, how much articulation do you really need? So maybe you can get him to look up about that much, not much. Can he look a little bit side to side? He can do a little bit of side to side, a little bit of adjustment there. So that's about all you're going to get out of the head range there. Arms, they did something a little bit weird. So the arms, they kind of made this like an actual cut. So the shoulder, the elbow, shoulder pad of Iron Man can actually move. So that's kind of nice because you get a little bit of extra articulation out of it. For these arms, though, they have a butterfly joint right inside here, which you're not going to get a whole lot of. It can go up about that much. It can go out, so you guys can see. And then for the elbows, a little bit of a double joint. But again, because of the shoulder pad, it's going to stop that bicep from going fully 90 degrees. But it's pretty close, though. Wrist, there is a little bit of a hinge. You guys can see it's on a standard ball peg, but it does have a little bit of a hinge to it, so it can go back, forward, side to side, all that kind of good stuff. So pretty good there. For the torso, again, because this is die cast, you're just not going to get a whole lot out of the torso. You can get an ab crunch about that much. He can look back about that much. There's a double ball peg, so we have a diaphragm joint in here, and then we also have a ball peg that you can swivel down here. So he can get a little bit of side to side movement as well, and can also pivot a little bit more than you like. Pretty much that's all you're going to get out of him. Again, this is pretty much just one solid piece of a figure. For the legs, we can get a split about that much. Again, you're not going to get a whole lot. He can kick out about that much, go back that much. Double jointed knees, which are pretty good here. I do like this a lot. The legs definitely better articulated, which is really good because you do want that. You guys can see too, ball point right there in the thigh, so that you do get a little bit of a thigh cut. And of course, we get our pretty much standard ankles, but yeah, no improvement there. And this would have been really good for a toe hinge too. I thought we actually got one here because I can see a cut, but it's just part of the design. So no toe hinge. Don't know why Mezco refuses to ever give us a toe hinge. As far as look and design goes, this is actually a beautiful piece. Like, this metallic red on him is so shiny that it's a nice, beautiful candy apple red, like almost like a hot rod red. So it's really nice. The silver, I do wish the silver was a little more shinier because it really had that nice sharp contrast with the red. You know, you guys can see like the design of it's really nice. There is some LEDs. I'll go over that later in the video. So the LEDs come out really nicely. This piece right here lights up. So again, I just wish the silver on him was actually a little like shinier, just very similar to like this metallic red, the candy apple red we get on this, just because that would have been a nice sharp contrast. Also, the really cool thing too is, like I mentioned, this thing is pretty heavy. It's a pretty hefty figure. Definitely feels like from the torso up, there's all die cast. Like it feels like all the red is die cast basically, except for the hands. Everything else seems pretty sturdy, pretty heavy. He balances really, really well, so he can pretty much stand wherever he wants. There's not a whole lot to really go over as far as like look and design. I mean, it just looks like Iron Man. They did a pretty good job with that. Again, do I wish there was anything differently as far as paint applies? Actually, no. I think paint actually here is really, really, really good. Really comic book accurate version. Again, I just wish there was a little bit of a better design for the articulation. Maybe like a softer plastic around the neck. But I get why they did it. I understand why they did all one piece. I do appreciate that it does feel like a heavy Iron Man figure. I do appreciate that there's some die cast here. So all that's really good. Articulation is limited. Look and design is pretty solid. So let's see if the even tiebreaker can be the accessories, because that's usually where Mezco ultimately shines. So we're going to go ahead and adjust the camera so I can give you guys a top-down bird's eye view of all the accessories you get with the Silver Centurion Iron Man. All right, now we are here at the accessories, and I wanted to do it a little bit differently. Normally, Jared and I just kind of will just show you on screen, but I wanted to give you like a top-down view of all the accessories that comes with this Iron Man. So there's a lot to talk about here in this segment too with these accessories, because one thing Mezco did with this figure is they gave you a good amount of accessories, but what they also did, they made a very versatile effects with all of these accessories. I'm going to explain exactly how. So first off, let's go ahead and show you guys the alternative head that you do get. This is a beautiful sculpt right there of Tony Stark, beautifully done. I love the neck around it too, with all the lines around it to really show off the suit unmasked version. The head sculpt is beautiful. You can see great detail in there. Pretty good by Mezco there. We also get a chest piece right here, and this will light up with it as well, and I'll go ahead and show you that later in this video, so you guys can see this is like his middle chest piece burning out, or maybe doing a unibeam or something like that, getting ready to shoot out. Of course, we get 4 pieces of his rockets. Now, this is what I mean by versatile. So we do get these hands, right? Alternative hands, and they peg in beautifully inside his hands. But if you don't want it to actually peg inside his hand, you can actually peg it on his foot, which I believe these are the ones that are really supposed to go for the feet right here, because you get 4 of them. So there's 2 pegs on the bottom of the feet right there. So there you go. Shows off his rocket thrusters. So if you did both of them right there, peg another one in there so you guys can see they peg in real nice. So there you go. Now he's blasting off pretty good there. But if you didn't want to use them for the feet, you can use them for the hand. Again, giving you a little more of a versatile figure there. So it's not just a one and done, peg it into the bottom of the foot and that's all you can do. They actually give you the option that you can use it with these hands. Also too, blast effects. Love that Mezco just did this. So instead of giving you a bunch of hands, because I can see you guys only get 2 pairs of different hands, you might be saying to yourself, that's a little bit, you know, that's not a lot of sets of hands. Well, don't worry. They actually give you these hands with the effects actually just pegged right in there. So again, very, very versatile. So let's go ahead and just show it off right now. Let's go ahead and peg it out, and let's go ahead and peg it right there. So there you go. Showing off once again, Mezco doing, I love that Mezco has really just taken a hold of this, by the way. I mean, they've done it with a lot of the X-Men characters, and they did it with a couple other characters, Solomon Kane, all that stuff with the bullet effects, G.I. Joes. And now at this point, they just do it with all of their characters, and I love that they do that. I love that we get a hand incorporated right inside the blast effect, because again, why would you want to put the hand on, then put the blast effect on? Just give me one piece standard, one size fits all type of deal. So pretty good there. And of course, like I said, I mentioned too, we get a bunch of, we get a couple of hands. So you get these pretty standard, you know, half gripping hands. Then we get these ones doing the pulsar shooting hands. So let's go ahead and peg one of those in for you. So there you go. You can peg it in pretty easily. And of course, like I said, it does have that little bit of a pivot. So you guys can put it up right there. You guys can see there's a peg hole right inside. So you can put other various blast effects inside of it. Just like, for example, pretty much standard pulsar blast right there. Looking pretty good there. Like this a lot. And again, this is where the only articulation does hinder a little bit, because you want to be able to get that arm straightened out a little bit more with the hand and everything. Unfortunately, like I said, we are limited with the articulation, but it still looks pretty good, honestly. Pretty good there. Coming right out. That looks pretty good. Pretty clean. Pretty nicely done. So there is that. And then we also get another blast effect too that you can peg in his hand like so. So if you want to do that, you can do that one as well. Almost like a like the explosion, the aftermath effect explosion. This goes for the open fingers like this. I don't think the fist works with it. No, the fist does not work with it. So just keep that in mind. Moving on to other accessories, we have again these other effects right here with the hands incorporated right inside, so you guys can see right there. Again, I love that they're just doing this. You get a bunch of like different type of blast effects. You get this ones as well. Little whirlwind, almost like a tunnel blast. And then of course, the standard unibeam, again, incorporated beautifully with the chest piece, so you don't have to do much work. And then we get another unibeam, this one red, and again, incorporated right in there with the chest piece. Now I'm gonna go ahead and dim the lights for you. Let's go ahead and flip this eye on. This is his back piece right here. His back pops off pretty easily, and then there is the switch to flip it on for the LEDs. So you guys can do it just like this. It's a little bit of a harder switch to flip, So sometimes you really got to get in there and try to, there we go. So hopefully we can see, there it is. Let's go ahead and turn off the lights so you guys can see exactly what it looks like. So there you go. Not the most brightest LED in the world. I do wish it was a little bit brighter, but still it gets the job done, and it will go nicely with all your other blast effects. So pretty good for the price that you're spending. The other thing I want to talk about too before we get into the final verdict score is that exactly the price. The price on this is $125 MSRP. Little too expensive for my taste. This thing would have been better served as a 110, 115 piece. Given everything you're given, you're pretty much given a ton of effects. I do get the LEDs. That's all good and well, but I still think this is a little too pricey. I think that 115, 110 mark would be a better pricing point, and I think it would have fared better that way. I don't think 125. I don't think a lot of people have $125 to spend on a figure, and it would not surprise me to see this figure in the next, give us a month or two on sale for that price, somewhere around 109, 104, something like that, because first of all, I'm not seeing this thing sold as well, and I think that's the big problem with it, is because this thing is just a little too expensive. With all that being said, when you factor in look and design, articulation, price, accessories, I think a pretty fair score to give this Iron Man is a solid, I'm going to say 7.6 out of 10. I think that's a pretty fair score. I do like some things that they tried here, right? I like the die cast. I like how heavy this character feels. I do like a lot of the accessories that were given. I do wish we did get an alternative head. Not like this one, but like maybe one that was all damaged and beat up or something like that. So there's a couple of things that we are missing. I do wish the LEDs on this was a little bit better, or I honestly wish they just scrapped the LED altogether. If that would have charged me 15 bucks less, I would have actually preferred that, because at the end of the day, I'm really not going to use the LEDs all that much, and I really just don't care as much. Maybe some people do care about that, and then, you know, charge them the higher price tag. Me personally, I'd rather not have the LEDs and actually be charged about $10 to $15 less for this figure. That's the one thing that's dragging all of this behind, is the fact that this thing was $125, a little too pricey, guys. 125 bucks for this, you know, I'm not feeling it. But, you know, if you told me this was $100, $105, okay, I can see that. Again, this is not like it's a bad figure by any stretch of the imagination. It's just, again, there are things that could have been done here a little bit better. Again, softer plastic around the neck so we can get a little more articulation, softer maybe in the shoulder pads. If you want to make this torso and right here, all of that hard die cast, even down to the, like, maybe some of the feet area, like in this red right here, make a die cast, perfectly fine with that. This could be die cast, this could be die cast, make this soft rubber, make this soft rubber. This way too, again, we get a little more mobility out of our Iron Man. That's one thing that's probably lacking here as well, is the articulation is hindering. But for me, the big no-no is that price tag. A little too pricey for my taste. That's going to do it for me. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys think that's a fair point, fair score. I give it a 7.6 out of 10. Again, just there are some things to really like here and some things that, again, I don't like. Articulation, price, pretty much the main ones. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. Hope you guys have enjoyed this review. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, consider hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to check out all our other videos and all our other reviews, or hit that notification bell so you guys never miss when Jared or I drop a video. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys next time.